What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mykeeey here with another YouTube video, and today we react to another Poetic Flacco video. He's talking about some Key and Peele allegations. I used to love watching the show back in the day. I ain't gonna lie to you. On Comedy Central, I used to grow up in my grandma's house just watching all the seasons on DirecTV back to back to back to back to back. I think my favorite season of Key and Peele had to be that season with what's that shit called? Manly Tears. I think it's called Manly Tears with the Sunshine Bear and all that shit, the Care Bears and shit like that. That episode, that skit, all that season, that whole season was bangers. That shit was funny as fuck. That's how I got introduced to Jordan Peele and Keegan Michael Key. Them niggas been going crazy since then. I love seeing Keegan Michael Key in a whole lot of different. I think that's the bald headed one. That's the bald headed one. I still be getting confused, but I believe that's the bald headed one. Keegan Michael Key, he's been doing a lot of shit, and I'm glad and happy to see him doing a lot of things after Key and Peele the show, because for a while, it was just Jordan Peele going crazy with Get Out and all his productions. You feel me? I love Jordan Peele. But I like seeing both of them because they was a dynamic duo. They both was actually funny and creative with their skits and other things they provided. So I always wondered what happened to the show and why didn't it get greenlit. It reminds me of Chappelle's show. I don't know if that was intentional, but it definitely gives off a modern day Chappelle show vibe. You feel me? And I always wondered why they never did a spinoff, never brought it back, because it's been a while since they canceled it, and they've been bringing back everything in the past 2020. So why not bring back that show? They've been making some money, huh? It must be a reason. So this must be the reason. Inform me, Poetic Flacco. Let me know.
The horrific reason why Key and Peele hate each other and will
Damn.
never work together again finally got revealed today, and this blew my mind. I
Oh,
always
God.
thought it was weird that Jordan Peele wrote, produced, and directed all these great movies as of lately, like Get Out and Us, but he never put Keegan, aka Key, in any of these movies.
Bro, because like these niggas literally found their making together, and it ain't shit for them to build that chemistry up and make a film together like that. That's what we're really missing. If they can, I don't know if they can move past whatever they about to tell me, whatever you about to tell me. They can move past it, bro. Please move past it. We need that. Feed the streets.
Especially since they worked together for so long. And when Key was asked about his relationship with Jordan Peele a couple of years ago in 2024, Keegan said that him and Jordan Peele don't really see each other as much or talk as much anymore. And I always thought, man, they seem really close when they work together.
Right.
And you would think if you guys have a dynamic duo and a history as dynamic as those two, they would at least have some type of partnership in something that lasted a lifetime, but that was not the case. But today we finally got our answer as to why these two don't really work with each other anymore, nor do they talk. And the answer, to be honest, was right in front of us the entire time, because the answer was also the script to one of Jordan Peele's probably his most popular movie ever. And hopefully you guys will be able to figure out which movie gave us insight into why Jordan Peele and Key don't talk anymore.
Niggas, it Get Out, don't tell me, fo.
Key and Peele's entire business got revealed today through a stand-up show.
Yeah.
With a scriptwriter / comedian by the name of Akila. So Akila and Key was supposed to do some type of show together. And during the process of getting this show on the run and filming the pilot, she accidentally ran across the reason why Key and Peele don't talk as much and would never work together again.
You know, I realized I liked making sketch comedy. I liked having the big production behind it. I was tired of being like a self-starter. I wanted to sell out. And I got the opportunity. A few of my friends who work for different television shows came to me and they said, do you want to make a sketch comedy show, your star vehicle, where, you know, it'll be you and you'll be writing about, you know, the media and misinformation, but like through the lens of sketch comedy. And I was like, yes, but I need someone to help usher me in. And so one of those friends said, hey, I've got a great person to give you this opportunity. He is, and I don't think this is too shady, I think it's true, the less successful half of a comedy duo that was prolific in the 2010s.
Michael Key, Keegan Michael Key.
Perhaps, you know, I think their code names could be Lock and Banana. And Lock is gonna use his name to carry you to the forefront of pop culture. And so we came up with a pitch. We practiced it. It was like so good. I mean, like not only is there a keynote presentation, but there are videos. We get one of the people pitching with us to go on Pierce Morgan and force him to say the tagline from the show unwittingly. We are selling the show all over town. And you know, we get a few offers, which is like a feeling that like is unlike any other, where you're like, we are wanted.
Everything is going perfect until Mykeeey gets notified of something. And this right here, for the ones who are smart and who are tapped in, this is where you figure out exactly which movie Jordan Peele wrote about Key, and which movie was essentially breaking down the current circumstance that Key is in and why him and Jordan Peele don't really communicate. So Mykeeey gets notified, hey, Key's wife is the executive producer on y'all show with Key, even though she has no hand in anything. She's not producing. She has done nothing for
Instantly, Key's wife. Key got to be the white woman. Oh my God. There's no way. There's no way Get Out is a diss to his homie. That whole time. I gotta watch that movie again. I gotta watch that movie all over again now.
She's the executive producer. Mykeeey was like, huh? She was confused, but she went along with it. Little did she know that was the point where she should have put her foot down, because that mistake of just going along with it at that point ruined everything for her.
Like, it's coming together. And during the pitch process, Locke gets his dream. He's asked to host SNL. And he does. And we have this agreement. We're like, and you're going to say the name of the show. You're just going to put it in there at the end when you're doing your thank yous at the end of SNL. And we should have known then that, like, he didn't say it. And it was, like, the only thing he had to say. But there were some things he said that were, like, weird, and thanking his wife, who becomes a weird main character in this whole story. And so my agent at the time calls me, and she goes, how is pitching going? How do people feel about Locke? And I'm like, oh, my God, they love him. Everybody loves Locke. And she's like, that's great, that's great. How do they feel about his wife, who is now somehow the executive producer on my show? And I'm like, you know, I hadn't really thought about it. I don't think people like her very much. And she's like, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And I'm like, okay, so, like, are you saying, like, we're not gonna be able to sell this? Or she's like, listen, people like you and they like Locke. It'll come together. And so I forgive this sort of moment. But, you know, that should have been the red flag where I said, hey, maybe we, like, pause this. We haven't sold it yet. We're all still free. Let's just recalibrate. Not me. I was like, no, because it's more important to have a celebrity attached. So we keep going. We get 2 offers. One, kind of mid. The other from a major studio that I won't name because I don't want to be sued. But you can imagine that their main character is Vermin, if you think about it. If he was in your house, you wouldn't like that. But if he was at a theme park, you might be excited to see him. So we signed the deal. We are locked in. We are getting several figures. It's all gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
You know, the first person who gave her a call when this was announced, the first person who gave her a call to let her know, hey, you're getting yourself in something you don't know what's coming, bruh. You should be very careful. The first person to give her a call is Jordan Peele's wife. Jordan Peele's wife gave her a call, and the first thing was, hey, you're working with Keenan, which is, well, it's Keegan, right? You're working with Keegan. Now, he's a really, really, really good dude. He's a really, really, really nice guy. But his wife, who, by the way, is a white woman. Now, that right there, color means nothing. But that right there, like, plays a part.
It means nothing. But when it comes to our community, when a black man marries a white woman, that it tells a lot. It tells a lot. It tells a lot, to say the least. It tells a lot. And how he thinks of himself and how he thinks and how he's gonna operate in this real world. Cause there's only certain ways and so long motherfuckers operate in this real world, and you might not think about it, you might overlook it, but you could tell a nigga that date and is married to white people, where, or you could tell white men and white women, white man, for a black man and black woman, you could tell when they are dating white people. Not just the, you feel me, just to keep it broad in general. You could tell when a black person is dating a white person how they carry themselves and how they change when that person, they significant other, is in the room with them versus when they in their own lonesome. You feel me? They are different beings in this world, and date who you want to date, but understand y'all is a little like that movie Get Out. Y'all is a little weird. Y'all as
Especially when we're
bots.
The movie Jordan Peele wrote about Key. His wife is white. And with that clue, a lot of you guys probably already figured out, okay? Exactly why. But
I didn't think about it till right now.
That white woman
literally
will ruin your life. She is absolute. She's horrific to work with. You want to be very careful around her. She will ruin everything. Her ego is this, and that. So, again, I'll be real. If I got a call like that too, and I just signed like a 7-figure deal with Key, man, bro, get your hand ass from off the phone, bro. I would have had to see it for myself too. So don't blame the her.
Nah, I would have been low key blue, because why is your wife getting signed off on anything that she didn't create? I did. It literally should be me attached to the name, but your wife is getting credentials for some shit she has nothing to do with. I haven't seen your wife say not one joke. I can't remember seeing that bitch on the screen at all. Besides when she's in a picture with you, and when motherfuckers type out who is that nigga's wife, that's the only time you will see her. You don't see her ever. Besides right now, watching this video with me.
A dude who just got me 7 figures, man, hop off my phone for what I tell. That's how I would have reacted. So she, for the most part, ain't do nothing that I wouldn't have done, right? Now, it's also noted here, by the way, that Keegan was already well accomplished. He was already wildly successful.
Right. He got money.
Meeting this wife of his. So this wife of his is not like, she was somebody who held him down from day one and who's the crucial part about why no, this is somebody he met after he was already wildly successful, which is why her implementing herself and inserting herself in a lot of his projects and ruining everything is kind of odd. But she had to find that out for herself, because she couldn't just take the word of a random woman that she don't really have that much rapport with.
And so I'm celebrating one day. It's the Olympics that didn't happen in 2020. It's the weird 2021, and I love the Olympics. And so I'm waiting for a burrito to come to my door, and I get a phone call from, like, unknown, which is probably a bill collector, I think. But hey, I'm riding high. So I answer the call.
Talk too goddamn slow for me, bro.
Banana's wife. And Banana's wife says, hey, I just had dinner with Locke and his wife. They say they're doing a show with you. And I said, yeah. And I, again, don't know how she got my phone number, so this seems urgent. And she says something that, like, chills go down my back. I never eat the burrito, spoiler alert. She says, I'm just calling you because I wish someone would have warned me. She does about an hour of a monologue at me about how, she thinks that his wife is like Phil Hartman's wife. That she wouldn't trust her to hold a baby. That she once poured alcohol on her birthday cake, and this person is sober. And she says, there's no accounting for how much money she's cost that black man. And the light above the television burned out. This is a second red flag. I should take the hint. And so we just keep writing on it. Finally, we're in pre-production. This is like May 2023. And I'm excited. We're doing like a last meeting about going through the sketches. We're all feeling good about it. And for once, the wife joins the call. First of all, she comes on and then yells at everybody because she said she got the wrong Zoom, but everybody else was on the Zoom. Anyway, she's here to offer notes.
Why?
She has no credits without this man. Her notes are, comedy happens in threes. The letter K is funny. And finally, give the audience some candy. Now, how do you implement these notes?
If you haven't figured out by now, man, Get Out was written about Key and his wife. A black man with a white woman who runs his entire life. Unfortunately for Key, right, his life is a disaster according to people around him, and she's running his life to the ground. Now, proof of this like micromanagement by Key's wife is this Instagram post, right? So this is from April 24th. Like, this brand that Key's partnered with is like writing about their partnership, and I've never seen nothing like this before. So they go, had a wonderful time speaking with Mykeeey about the creative genius of his part. What? Had a wonderful. So they're talking about the partnership, but they said had a wonderful time speaking with Mykeeey about the creative genius of his partner, the Ellie Key, who came up with this hilarious concept for the partnership with Orita. I'm like, hold on, bruh. You're talking to one of the greatest, like script.
The nigga, we can't blame nobody but Mykeeey because he is a conscious being. He's a grown ass man. And he's allowing himself to be controlled by a white bitch. You feel me? He don't want to stand up for himself. He's probably all long gone. He's probably done did it for so long. He don't think he's doing some weird shit. You feel me? But hey, I seen he's doing some shit with Kevin Hart. I need to go watch that shit again and see if he has any credentials or if she has any weird ass credentials attached to that shit. Cause hearing this shit has made me want to look at his whole career. Like, bro, what the fuck he on? Like, that's why he don't ever do no real major movies and have a real major, like, he's the like a one of the main side characters, but he don't ever have no real major role. He hasn't had that main success like Jordan Peele has. Yes, he's succeeded. He's not no bad off actor, but he's not getting the roles. He's not getting the opportunities as Jordan Peele has. It's totally different. He's doing commercials. He's doing shit like this for Tater Tots on an everyday when he has a world class, well renowned show out that motherfuckers love.
Modern era. And you're talking to him about his wife being a creative,
and you're tagging his wife, mind you. This is what his wife came up with. This little fake ass concept. All these people don't have not an inkling of black besides maybe him, and he don't even look like he look like a proper variation of Mykeeey wearing any of these outfits. Like this right here is a white man adjacent person. This is not even a black man. This is him who he actually is in the crib. That's what his wife sees him as. It's just someone she could dress up and make do whatever the fuck she want to do, and he gonna do it. Apparently, you feel me?
Genius and not him. So this to me was all the clue we needed that that everything this lady is saying is 100% true about that wife.
In a script that is a half hour long, has people attached, has a location, and we're all just like, sure, man, we'll add 3 Ks or something. I don't know. Like one time she bragged on one of our calls about knowing Kristen Cinema. So I said, what that have to say for herself? She did not like that. Well, she didn't like that nobody laughed or thought her ideas were good, so she threatens to sue the network. Now let me pause there because I brought a text. I brought something.
Suing the network is insane. You're not gonna win that battle. I'm sorry. That's the network. They have a plethora of lawyers on payroll that they can call up for that.
That I should have seen. This is from Dumois, an anonymous blind item that someone submitted. They said, since Locke was hosting SNL, I wanted to say, whenever I see him, I can only think of his wife. She has a bunch of food allergies. And she had an allergy attack about a eucalyptus plant by her table at Tribeca Grill. And then, in parentheses, on the celeb sighting list. Acting like she couldn't breathe. The plant was fake, and I showed it to her. She just said, oh, and acted totally normal after that. He was very nice about it and apologized after. He left a good tip. Bizarre, though. And so she threatens to sue the company. She threatens to sue the Vermin. And so for a month, we hear nothing. We're no longer in pre-production. We're waiting around. My dreams, the thing I quit my dream job for, thinking I was going to be ushered into the pop culture memory of the United States of America, is on hold. And they get back to us after a month and they say, hey, we paid them off the project, but you have to write a whole new pilot. And I'm like, at this point, well, fuck, like these are all our best ideas. And also, like, they're like, one day you can perform that for the internet, but like we own the TV rights to that. So we do what writers do. We come back together and we write a banger script. Because we know that if the Vermin has nothing, they have IP. And we write a script that is filled with Muppets. We believe that we're gonna have something worth fighting for. And, you know, we know that the strike is coming. It's in all of the papers. We all know that, like, there is this entertainment breakdown on the way. But we have, like, a few more weeks to just shoot the fucking pilot. And right before it happens, you know, Bob Iger's come back, Bobby Gare, and he's got my dream in his hands. And he cancels every single show in production.
This is one example of how this lady just went out of her way to make this not work. Went out of her way because she was, I guess, not exalted to the top of whatever like creative direction they was at. She found a way to absolutely dismantle and destroy this partnership and relationship with Disney, Keegan and Peele
Disney
and their particular.
beefing with Disney is fucking insane,
For sure.
dog. They ass is going. I
When
wouldn't
you
want to
hear
do shit
this,
with
it's no
Disney in the
surprise
courtroom. I'm
why
sorry.
Jordan Peele has not included Key in any of his larger projects. He probably is steering clear of them. If he wrote Get Out based on the life of Key, he's looking at this like, man, listen, man, my wife hates her. My wife called this lady to one. My wife hates her due to things she did to.
I don't know how this bitch even continue to move forward with this shit, even having any type of hope. Like, clearly this bitch is a demon. These are motherfuckers moving possessed. Like, if you was able to digest that movie Get Out, I was able to digest, like, that bitch, the way she controlled this nigga, she is a possessed spirit. She controlling that nigga and is making him do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And he's being manipulated and controlled by another possessed spirit that's making him a possessed spirit with no real consciousness, no free will. You
My
feel
wife.
me? Niggas out here moving
Plus,
reckless.
if
Bots.
anything, she's about to
Crazy,
step in and
man.
ruin it for us. Imagine how many projects she ruined for Jordan Peele based on this. Now, other people have came out.
That's literally probably why it never got renewed. I can understand it now. You don't want to work with that bitch. Until you find someone else to replace that whole moniker of Jordan, Key and Peele and all that, and replace that whole thing, that notion, to reignite that flame. I understand you, Jordan Peele. Because, hey, I would love to do some type of sketch worth show or anything like that. I want to bring that into fruition and bring that back into resurgence, into trendy culture. Because that's something that was entertaining. And I like to see. We do that on YouTube all the time, whether it's RDC World, Lennar, Dope Island. A lot of people be doing skits, and it's actually hilarious. And I would love to see a show where it allows, especially our black people, to show their creative and show their real comedy and their abilities to create comedy and uniqueness on a show somewhere. Because Key and Peele was a show that showed that. You feel me? And now we don't have no real representation of that, let alone the way these niggas operate in their life is too different. Jordan is really in the, you feel me? He's an activist in a sense when he comes to his creation and how he produces his films. Whereas Mykeeey, his ass is controlled, manipulated, and under some type of spell of some white bitch. It's crazy.
And they have given their experiences with Key and his wife. One user wrote in a thread about, Key and Peele, okay, I am glad I am not the only one on the hate train. He is estranged from most, if not all of his friends and most of his family. Most of us blame her. This is a friend of Key. The first minute he brought her back to Detroit, she was cutting him off from the people he knew before under the guise of protecting him from the people that want to use him for his fame. Sure,
that was a projection right there because she using him for his fame. I hope he breaks up with this bitch and he comes to his realization at some point. Because if he don't, he continues to be a controlled old man. That shit gonna be sad. She gonna fuck off fortunes. That's why I don't like seeing about our black community. They be fucking off and giving they lifestyle to a whole different race before they even want to think about building with our community. This is why I say when black men, black women date outside their race, especially when they date white people specifically, I don't care how, if you're a white person, I don't care how pro black you is. You're still you. You feel me? As long as you stay the best version of you and don't try to do too much of pro blackness in your life, because at some point you fighting harder than us. You feel me? Yeah, we need you to back us up, but if we not fighting hard enough for ourselves, you saying some shit ain't gonna do shit. You're just gonna look like you pandering, and or you're gonna look like you're just trying to get in with us. We don't need to see that. We don't need to see you and misidentify you as a panderer or someone that's just trying to get in with us for the one time and just to make kids and breed with us. You're not even trying to really build with the family. You still trying to add to the diversity and not allowing us to build. You feel me? That's the only reason why I say y'all need to chill out for this type of moment. We need our black people to actually speak up and stand up so we can have this conversation. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with y'all talking about it and speaking up and being activists along with us, but don't be trying to speak for black people in a black sense, because we got our own voice and we need to push them voices a lot more that speaking and advocating for us in the right sense, and not as much as we putting it to the forefront that violence and all that weird shit, because y'all be putting that shit, making it seem like you want to be this, you want to be a protector, but you're really manipulating and you're controlling a nigga. That's the weird shit about it.
Using him, excuse me?
A lot of them white people and white to black relationships be like that. They be thinking they got somebody that's going to protect them, give them some type of security when that's not the case. They give you a false security and they're manipulating and controlling your ass. And stop. You need to get out of there. Free yourself, sister and brother. Free yourself.
It makes me so sad for him and furious at her. And for all intents and purposes, Key, I mean, from anybody who knows him, says he's one of the nicest people ever. Like we even see him like having conversations like
Like, bro, he looks genuinely like a nice guy, but everything I'm learning about his wife just makes me wonder who he really is. And if he really likes being at home, if he's always doing these gigs, always doing these jobs, he's really trying to find a way to find himself. Whatever is left of himself that's inside of himself is probably yearning to get back out, and that's why he can't stop doing jobs. Because until he finds someone that's going to actually stand in the gap for him and get that spirit, that negative spirit, that controlling spirit off him, who knows what this brother going to be going through.
Conversations off camera where he's not even knowing he's on camera, and he's really, really, really polite. And I just feel I feel so bad for this dude, man.
I don't. He a grown ass man. I don't feel bad for no grown ass man that chose to lay in that bed, because he can fix this shit at any waking moment, but he can't. He don't. He chooses not to. He can't fix it, but he won't.
Yo, he acquired his fame well before this lady. And for her to step in and claim that she wants to protect him from people who want to use him for his fame, and then being a reason why he's estranged from a lot of his old friends and his brother, and now Jordan Peele and Key is supposed to be like a freaking powerhouse right now. Since Jordan Peele got the green light to write great movies and have any budget he want to have, him and Key should be doing like big things right now. But this lady is in the way.
Mm-hmm.
But man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, okay? And if you guys is watching this video and y'all want to watch another good,
it's an interesting topic to say the least, my brother, for sure. Cause that was not what I was expecting. I saw the picture of the white lady in the beginning, and I didn't know who she was related to. She could have been a real person on set that actually had some real critical acclaim, real background in the field. That just was warped and wicked, and was just money fraudulent. That's what I was expecting. But the bitch just don't have no type of credentials. She don't got no connections to any type of comedy shit. She met the nigga after he done had his special run, his legendary run on Key and Peele. She don't got nothing to bring besides her opinion, and that's what she been bringing and ruining this man's career and killing all his networks and all his connections he had built from having that legendary run. She's ruining every last one he has built and continuing to ruin every future one with these type of interactions, especially since we now know the things that she's done and the things that she's caused to not happen. Shit crazy, y'all. Shit crazy. Let me know what your thoughts is, because this shit is crazy, and now I got to low-key rewatch Get Out, because now that I know it's about dude, that changes everything. Changes how I look at bro, for real, in a sense too, because I always wondered why they never did any projects together, because they have more than enough time. But now I really know and I really understand. Let me know if this was interesting to you, if you already knew this before I did, because if you knew this and didn't tell me, that's crazy. We supposed to be family, bro. I thought you would have let me know. This is one of my favorite shows type shit. I don't even know if I can watch the show anymore, knowing that she's probably one of the reasons why they can't even come back together and they won't ever collaborate, and why it possibly ended, because that bitch is trying to control everything and she got a weird ass ego, weird ass energy around her. Because I can feel the weird ass energy from this alone. Knowing that Jordan Peele even made that whole movie, his breaking out movie, his very first movie about his homie, his former homie being controlled by this new bitch, is crazy. It's sad. It's sad for real to me. And until next time, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you're new, don't forget to hit that notification button to stay tapped in with every new video I'm dropping. I really do appreciate y'all for tuning in. For every video, every second matters, every like matters, every comment matters. And I really do appreciate you for spending that time with me and sharing your opinion, and or just sharing your time with me, brother. You don't have to, but you choose to anyway. And I do appreciate you for that. You feel me? We're on the road to 500 subs. We almost there, y'all. We almost there. We've been growing every day. And I'm thankful and I'm super appreciative of it. We're going to keep out kicking out these bangers. And be ready. We got some heat on the way.